All right guys, this is a little bit different video we've got going on today. I want to explain to you really quick. We're going to review this product. I'm also going to show you a how-to to install this thing. Our friends at WildTop said, we don't have any great videos of this being installed. Would you mind doing an actual how-to? That's not a normal deal, but we're going to give it a shot. So we'll cut to that at the end of this episode. But first we're going to do the review part. And also Craig's not here, so we get to just hang out, you and me. And we're going to talk about today the WildTop Beast. You'll see something a little different on the truck right now, and it's the Beast. And oh, hang on, this looks bad because it's windy, but I didn't zip it all the way. There you go, keeps it nice and tight. I gotta have it looking right. Look, these toppers have been on my radar for a while. Y'all are probably familiar with Soft Topper here in the States. That's a Colorado brand. It's a little more well known around here. But this one is from our mates down south in Australia, the other hemisphere. And this brand, this parent company, actually makes all the tonneau covers and soft top covers and things like that that you might get from a factory supplier like Mopar or Ford. It's the same manufacturer. They're actually really well known. They've been around for a long time. This is their first attempt at an aftermarket product that is not OEM supplied, and it's completely its own thing. It's really cool. So something that's different from this and the soft topper is that you actually can put a rooftop tent on top of it. So if you want something that's kind of modular, you can take on and off, it's light. The soft topper is really appealing for that, but it doesn't hold weight above it unless you do an exoskeleton around it, and it looks kind of silly to me, but it does give you that functionality. This looks less silly to me, and this one happens to be the Beast model. So pardon the dust, I've had this on for a few weeks and we just went through a bunch of snow and sleet, and that's what this is. I wanted to show you guys how it comes after some weather and how it holds up, and it's held up incredibly well. There's no flapping on the highway. I've had questions about that from people. This side does not flap at all. In fact, I wanted to wait a little bit because when I first installed this, it felt a little too snug. I was like, man, these zippers are hard to actually actuate and open and close. And now they're just totally fine. We did go with the Century model, which gives you the plexi rear window instead of fabric. There's also options where you can have plexi side windows or completely enclosed with no windows whatsoever. You'll notice up top, there's a grid up here. And this right here is what makes it the Beast. The Beast holds 1,500 pounds of static load. So when you're on a campsite, you've got a big tent, you want to put a family of 4 up there, no problem. Plus all the gear, they can take it. They also have a lower trim model, which I'll show you in a minute. We've actually got a demo of that. It holds 700 pounds and change. That's impressive. That number is higher than most bed racks we've ever tested. It's really, really good. Very happy with it. We went with the tan color. I'm not sure if that was the right color to go with. They have black, gray, army green, and this tan. And I ordered tan, thinking, man, that's gonna go good with the white truck. And I didn't know if it did at first, but you know what? After about 2 weeks, I'm really starting to fall in love with it. It's worked out pretty well. Let me show you how the sides work. So you have these emblems around here. They're actually embossed with rivets. They'll stay on that way. And these zippers are really durable. Look, slight confession here. I don't get on with zippers. As an adult, as a child, to this day, I just somehow mess them up all the time. I'll break zippers on sleeping bags all the time. They drive me crazy. These are like Brian proof. I'm really pleased with them. They've worked out really, really well. And so let me show you. They're really thick. They zip like that. They don't bind. Even I can get it right. And then you've got this flap that goes in front of it to keep moisture from blowing directly into it while you're driving. That's pretty good. And I'll tell you, after all this winter weather, the inside of this thing has been bone dry. So it's worked out really well. I've got plexi in the front as well, so I can actually see through the rearview mirror. I can still keep that functionality. Let me show you how it opens up on the sides. Really easy. I've only got one of the tethers on. These are the tethers that actually hold up like that. They're magnetic and they have a button rivet. You pull it down, push it up to the top side, and it sticks to the same magnet that was there. Now it's up nice and snug. Pretty good, pretty awesome. We've got both sides open right now so you can see open air stuff. They've also got their logo lasered into this bracket right here. I think that's really cool. And let me show you the back one. The back one's dirty again, like I said, but to get into this thing, same deal. Roll it up. And actually it comes over the bed really well, so you actually keep moisture out of it that way. Let me show you how this works. All right, just like that, got the other one on, and now we're wide open. So I do think that if you're gonna be the kind of guy that's doing overlanding and beach stuff, this might be really appealing because the rack up top holds surfboards really well, no big deal. This can open and close, you can camp in the back. That's pretty neat. Let me show you some of the details that you get with this. It zips down with a strong zipper, but my concern was it's gonna rub the paint. Well, look right here. This is a 3M piece of paint protection film they send with the kit, and I put it where the zippers go. Right there, see that rub mark? That's not my paint, that's the actual film from the zipper itself, because it's so black powder coated. That's what that is. Everything's protected. So if I want to take this thing off, it's a matter of 4 bolts and that's off. These peel away if I need to, and it's as if it was never here. That's pretty cool. They've really thought of everything. What makes the Beast the Beast? Well, let me show you. Our friends at WildTop sent us a scale model of the standard WildTop. Here it is right here. It's the same exact system as their full-size ones. This is just, I don't even know if it's a 5th scale or what it is, but same deal, same zippers and everything else, and the same construction methods, except this is not the Beast, this is the Beast. What you'll notice is there's east-west bars, but not north-south bars. If you're doing just surfboards and that kind of stuff, that's perfect for you. Also, they have caps that go over these bolts here. I just don't have them installed. If you have a non-Beast, you can add north-south bars to go to it. That's cool. That's a nice add you can do, that's fine. The problem with that is now you've got another bar on top of it. So now it's extra tall. So instead of being this tall, add another 2 inches on top of it. It gets kind of clunky. And the weight rating on this is 700 pounds versus 1,500 pounds. That's the biggest deal. Here's the example of it in black, pretty neat. In fact, this is kind of a cool thing because it's just gives you a full example. This is probably what they would use in trade shows and that kind of stuff. Same idea though. I'm pretty happy with it. But that's pretty much that. This is not going to be a hugely long video. What I want to do now is cut to today. I've got something special for you, and that's our long-term F150. And I gotta tell you real quick, something's missing right here. You might notice. Our longtime viewers know that we like to run a Lightner bed rack, which we absolutely adore. That thing's not going anywhere, but we're trying something new. Don't worry, the Lightner is safely stored indoors. We're keeping it good to go. And I think that's going to be an ideal candidate for our summer use. But lately, I've had some family needs to have an enclosed cat back here. I didn't want to lose the ability to access it from all sides and to put our tent on the roof. And that's where WildTop comes in. This right here is the WildTop Beast, and it's rated for a lot more weight than the regular one. This company is an Australian-based company, and they are an OEM provider for tonneau covers. So if you get a factory Ram cover or Ford cover, odds are the parent company of WildTop has been making it, and they've been making it for decades. So they've got a lot of experience in this and OEM grade materials. What the WildTop is kind of like a soft topper. If you've seen soft topper, you know exactly what this is. But the downside of a soft topper is you can't put anything on top like the Lightner rack can, like a rooftop tent or extra cargo. This one happens to be the Beast, and it's rated for 1,500 pounds of payload. The regular one's rated for 770 pounds of payload, which is still a ton. This just has, well, not an actual ton. This has almost double that. I like the soft toppers, but I'm not leaving my tent at home. That's the beauty of this setup right here. And I don't want a hard shell ARE style shell because one, they're really expensive. You got to paint match them, or maybe get like a smart cap. But then you can't access the sides and just roll them up when you want to, but keep dust out when you need to. And that's where the WildTop will come into play. So enough yapping. Let's pull these parts out and see what we're dealing with. You know it's quality when it's from Australia itself. Pop it open and there it is. We went with the tan material for ours, which I'm really happy about. I think it's going to match the white really well and not clash with the wheels. They do have this available in black, gray, tan, or like army green. Tan's going to be what it is for us. Holy cow, is it windy. Anyways, this is going to be the top itself and all the frames. Got a koozie, Aussie spec. We'll have to see if that's going to work with American beverages. And the actual canvas itself is right here. Pretty tidy kit. Let's see how it goes together. All right, so we've got both of these boxes emptied and we have all the contents now. This right here is most of the corner braces and brackets and hardware and all that kind of stuff. Your horizontal and longs are right here. And then this is the back window and the canvas for the top and a lot of the upper hoops right there. Coming down here, I want to show you the step one of the process. And I'm not going to go through every single step because there's a good installation guide from WildTop, but I'm going to give you the highlights as we go. This is the front piece. You'll know because you have these buttons already on here, riveted on. That's for the fabric to go into. In your interior, your front and back corner pieces have the branding on them, and you know they're left and right based off the W inside, so you can't mix them up. The guide's pretty helpful. It shows you what you need to get it done, and every single piece count on the front. That's really, really helpful. All right, so the front hoop is assembled. We've got these bolts on all corners, front and back over here. So the front hoop is done there, but now we need to go to the next page, which is installing these brackets right here. Okay, so we have hoop 1 and hoop 2 done. They're mirrors of each other. You're gonna want your button to be on the inside. So there's your brackets, upper and lower. And the next step is to get the north-south pieces right here. So we're gonna do just that. All right, the top verticals are on. Time for the lowers, and it recommends standing it up, which is exactly what I've done here. I've got it vertical. These verticals are on, the north-south. This side's not. This one is. And again, follow your instructions for your hardware. Step 6, which is putting the roof support rods in. You're going to want to do some pallet holes. I ended up using one of these guys, really small, just to make sure it's smaller than the self-tappers themselves. Pretty tiny. You can strip these out because I kind of didn't do the pallet holes initially. So you're going to want to do that. It's really just for these crossbars to keep the fabric up. You're going to pallet hole and then drill it in 8 times, and it's set to go. And it's very strong, very, very supportive. I think it's going to be okay. The next step is chucking this on the truck, which I'm going to save for tomorrow because a massive windstorm has just blown through, and I'm not doing that in the dark. We'll catch you tomorrow. All right, guys, it is day 2, and it is time to head on to step 7. This is the part where it says, let's see real quick right here, using the assistance of a second person, lift the frame onto your truck and place it on. Well, here's the frame. We finished it last night. I got the front hoop, rear hoop, sidebars, and then also these crossbars installed. These take self-tappers. And before I put anything up there, I'm gonna get a little shop vac and vacuum the aluminum shavings out of here. We've got the thing on there. There's just the outline. The skin is not on it yet. It will have some bed rail clamps that go here. And I've got that space. It looks just about right. Again, this is the F150 kit, and it's right on the edge of the bed there. It comes out just right here where the tailgate can still open and close. Both sides. Yeah, it's about right. Okay, quick pointer. You're gonna want to install it this way, where you had the lip all the way over the bar, like that. At first I did it wrong. Something didn't look right, so check the instructions. Don't put it in the extruded channel, put it all the way over to here, so you want that lip to there. All right, the frame is on, as you can tell here. All right. Now, we've got to work our way to step 8, which is putting the canvas on top, and then working it down to put the Velcro on it. Let's just pop that down real quick. So I've got it installed now. You can see that there is Velcro on the top edge. There's Velcro here and here. There's hook and hook, and there's loop and loop that you're gonna peel and stick. It comes out of this package here. The tricky part is if you have vinyl lining like we do here, might not hold forever. We're gonna see how that works over time, but it seems to be sticking really well right now. Let's just let it set up and see how it does. There's stronger Velcros if I need to, and if you have non-bed lining, it won't be a problem, but something to think about. You guys think so far?
Yeah. W.
Time for step 9, which is installing these canvas tension rods. And these guys are just aluminum tubing. Just slide in here to make these things more rigid. But man, we've already kind of got it on here. She's looking, like the kids say, very safari-like. Here's the tension rod. They all work the same. This seam right here is the inside of it, you can see. All right, there you go. She's installed, and now it's more rigid. That's pretty cool. We're gonna do that for the sides now. Step 10, installing the magnetic straps that will keep these things up. They're pretty cool. They have the actual push button to go on the rail, and then it has a magnetic strap that flips up. All right, coming to the inside, you'll take the button side, install it right there. Now there's a magnetic there. So you run this around, all right, just like that. Now that you have the rod installed, this is really easy to roll, and it just magnetically folds it up. So you're on a campsite, that's it, rolled up. Same thing with the sides. But this is really cool. It comes down well below the lip to try and keep dust out, which is pretty cool. It's not gonna be dust proof, and it's not advertised as such, but it's gonna keep a lot of stuff off your rig that you normally would get. One thing I'm not crazy about is that these zippers can touch the paint, but they did provide a solution for that. They sent some PPE with it, little 3M dots that you put over it, and this will protect your paint from that zipper itself. So we're gonna pop those on real quick. But if you have an old beater rig, you may not care. I just don't want to scuff it if we don't have to, so we're gonna put those little dots on all the zipper corners. All right, guys, it's time for the next step of the WildTop Beast. We're going to install the upper bar, which will allow you to install rooftop tents and things like that. We currently have it on our Land Rover right there, but that guy's going to move to the truck right away. So in order to do that, we need to have the east-west bars, meaning these guys, and the north-south bars, and these corner braces. Now, if you get closer, they actually want you to set it on the roof, not screwed together. I don't have a helper right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually build this on the ground and install these guys lightly, just to keep them from coming apart, and then I'll place on the truck and go from there. Now, I do want to point something out. This is a hardware that comes with the kit. It is really high quality, it's button head, and it uses an Allen key. Unfortunately, I have lost 7 of them. I'm not blaming WildTop. I have children that play here, and they just, well, they vanished. So I ran to town and bought some of these. These are the same deal, same rating, and they're also coated. They just don't have an Allen key in, so I'm going to use a 13 mil on this. So that's the only variance you're going to see on my build. Once we throw it on top, we're going to put this spacer in between it. These guys have a kind of diamond pattern to them. There's a rubber gasket that goes between right there, so that way you don't damage the canvas. Gives you a good gasket there. And then you've got this top bolt. This is G and H, and that's this set right here. Now, this is the one bolt that drops through. I actually had extra washers come with the kit, and it has one that's a seal and then a washer. I'm gonna run that guy just to keep moisture from coming through. And the good news is this thing is just big enough that it actually is independent from the bolt. Pretty cool. Let's go throw it on the truck. All right, guys and girls, here are the corner posts. These are actually gonna go into each corner just like this. Pretty cool piece. Powder coated really well. I don't know if it's forged or not, but it is definitely milled really impressively. But kind of like these extrusions will, it'll go into these slots right here. And just like that, it slides in. I'm going to get one of these set screws installed right here, just so it won't come apart while I'm putting it on the truck. It's kind of hand tight, nothing too crazy. All right, just like that, we've got it put together. Got your corners right there. It looks really fresh, really clean. Trying to put it up on top. I've got the sides open just so I can do the through bolts underneath. I'm going to throw it up there right now. All right, coming up top, you can see I've had this top on for about a week or two, trying to let the fabric stretch out a little bit. I've also had some winter weather, which has really thrown off this production schedule, so sorry about that. But here we are. I've got it lined up. You have a whole top right here that'll line up with a through bolt, this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to situate this where it needs to be, and we're going to install this rubber seal as the spacer between everything. For the top side, I'm going to use the washer that has a coating so that it will prevent moisture from coming in the top side. And then underneath that will be the flat washer. And then in between the two will be the actual rubber seal. Okay, there you have it right there. So you've got the rubber seal, the washer. This is slightly out of alignment here. But the tricky part here is the canvas is really tight on this, which is great. It keeps things from being floppy. There's no flapping with this thing so far. But what I've needed to use is a pick to pull the opening up just right to slide that bolt through. So just make sure you do that. And there you have it. So you have the rubber seal between. I've not tightened down yet. What you'll do is you'll take this 17 mil, work it up right, where is it? There, it's hard to tell, up in that hole. And then just tighten it down, and you're done. That's the install. All being covered, thanks for watching this episode. If you have any questions on the install, let us know below. And if you'd like to check one out for yourself, we have a link down there as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.